Hi, I'm Dr. Jared Griffin. I'm the English professor here at Kodiak College, and I've been asked to talk with you just a little bit about how to be a successful e-learning student. You're taking some online classes, or you are thinking about taking some online classes through Kodiak College, and we thought it'd be a good idea to give you an idea about what it means to be a successful student in some of these classes. And so if you know me or if you've taken some of my classes, you'll know that I'm a fan of etymology, which is the study of word history. And I think if you look at the word class, you pretty much get everything that you need to know about how to be successful in an e-learning class or even a face-to-face class. So the word class is an old Latin word, actually. It's been around for about almost 3,000 years. And the word class meant a lot different, or meant something different thousands of years ago than it meant today. Today we think of class as, a group of students in a room listening to a teacher or doing some work. But back then, the word class meant kind of a group of people who were called to arms. When a village or a town was being attacked, they would shout out a call to arms, and everyone would prepare the city or prepare the village or the town for some kind of attack in order to defend it. And I like that understanding of the word class. And I think you start to understand your class like that, because the word class actually means support. It means supporting each other and helping each other to help each other get through something difficult. And I promise you, these are some very difficult classes that you're going to be going through and hopefully succeeding in. So the thing about e-learning classes is that you think that you are there by yourself. You're there in front of your computer. You are drinking your coffee or eating your Doritos or maybe knitting, and you're there by yourself while you're there working on your class, or maybe listening to a teleconference or an e-live or something like that. But that's the wrong way to go about approaching e-learning classes. Because if you think about, again, the word history of the word class, that's a recipe for disaster, thinking that you're going to go through this all by yourself. Being an individual in your e-learning class will only get you so far. You may pass the class, but you won't remember anything, or you'll forget the experience. In fact, the number one worst way to study for class, to prepare for class, to study for a test, is to do it by yourself. The number one best way to study and prepare for class is with other people, is with support. College classes are already really strange, and e-learning classes are even stranger than normal college classes or face-to-face college classes. So the more people you have to support you, the easier it will go. It'll still be work. It'll still be hard work, but you'll remember more, you'll get through it more efficiently, and you'll probably actually have fun in the class than if you did it by yourself. The other thing that it does, if you're looking for support, looking for help with others, is it prevents boredom. I have taken online classes before. I teach a few online classes, and when I was taking online classes, I was bored. This is like 10 years ago. I was bored out of my mind, and it was probably my fault. If you think about the word bore, that means to drill a hole into something, and a lot of the times when we say that we are bored, it's because we are the ones who are boring. We're the ones who are kind of sucking the life out of the class and sucking the life out of your experience in the class. So you have to do some things to make your classroom experience less boring. And how you do that is by seeking help from others, learning all the different support opportunities that are there on campus. Getting to know your professor, getting to know your librarian is a big one. I would challenge you, once you start your e-learning classes, send an email to the librarian here at Kodiak College introducing yourself. Instant friend, just like that, and you'll be set. Excellent support, excellent way to help you through these e-learning classes. So there are a few traits, I think, that will help support you in your e-learning venture. I'm going to use the acronym HOP. It's very active. HOP. Yes. Okay, so the first one is humility. I know that sounds really weird in a college class, but there are a lot of traits that go along with the idea of humility. One is listening. If you're listening in your class, you should have no problems at all. It's once you get distracted, that's where problems start to arise. Accepting criticism is another big part of having kind of that humble spirit when you're going into an e-learning class. Criticism from your peers and definitely from your instructor. Accepting that and working with that in your class. And then you also need a humble spirit to learn. Learn is one of my favorite words. I know this is Alaska, and we love to hunt. And the word learn was actually an old hunting term that means to track or to find a track. So as hunters were hunting their game, that's what they were doing. They were learning. They were following the track. It's perfect for this state, right? So you can't learn unless you're humble, unless you let the track follow you. And a well put together e-learning class will give you that track. You need to find that track in the syllabus, in the schedule, in the weekly assignments, whatever it is. Follow that track and you will be really successful in these classes. The second thing is obedience. I know it's a really another weird word. But obedience to truth. Okay, so it's what's the word I'm looking for? So obedience to truth, which means ask questions and respond to questions from others, from your instructor. That keeps you engaged. That will keep you involved. That will help you support others in the class, and that will help others support you. You have to remember that all the information that you're getting in a college class, face-to-face or online, all that information is incomplete. There's always something to add, and that's why you're in that class. You're in that class because you can add a lot, to the experience of the class and to the knowledge base that's going on in the class. That keeps you engaged also, so it's not boring, so you don't find yourself being lost in the class. And the last thing is presence. You have to actually be there. And I'm not talking about be there in some kind of weird virtual reality kind of space where you're not really there. It's like the Matrix. Are you there but not really there? There are some physical things that you should do. If you're preparing for class, you do need to eat. You do need to drink. You do need to sleep. I know it's hard to do in a college class or preparing for college class. You need those things to be successful. If you don't do those things, you don't eat well, drink well, sleep well, you will be distracted. You will not have the energy. You will not have that kind of balanced approach to e-learning. And those are so vital to being successful in the class. Really simple things, just like that, can increase the possibility that you'll be successful in the class. And that also means that you have to trust yourself. Even though you're hiding behind the computer screen in a way for your e-learning classes, you still have to remember that you yourself have dignity as a student. And you need to take pride in your experiences, in your knowledge base, in your intelligence, the life history that you've had, and feel that your life is dignified, that is justified, that you're in that class for a very important reason, and that's to support yourself, but also to support others. And so I think if you do that, make friends in the class, make friends with your professor, make friends with the librarian, make friends with the student services and the computer lab and all the tutoring opportunities that we have here on campus, you will find yourself on that track, on that path to success in e-learning. Very simple things that you can do, but reap so many benefits. Well, I think that's just about all of my time. Thanks again, and good luck in your classes.